We haven't talked enough about football. But did you see this morning the breaking news out of the Seattle area?
No.
The Washington football team is going to be called the Washington Commanders.
When you said Seattle, you threw me. I knew this announcement was coming today.
So,
the Washington Commanders.
Or as I like to think of them, the Washington Command Prompts. What are people, Paul? This is what are people going to? Are people going to call them the commies? Like,
wow, yikes!
Tell me I'm wrong.
That's pretty good. I liked the Washington football team name.
Hold on, it's even better than that. They're red.
They're red. That's true. They're red.
If they unveil a red star logo, like, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'm walking away.
Actually, they should call them the Reds. That'd be hilarious because their previous name was offensive. Currently. So with that name.
Did you guys just call Putin for an offense? Like, what?
Right. Micromanaging the offense from Moscow.
Mm-hmm. It's no longer the goal line.
Interesting. Okay.
It's no longer the goal line. It's the Castro line. We can go on, folks.
Oh, man.
Anyways, that's the NFL discussion for today. PS5 sales are already slowing, Paul Thurrott?
Yeah. I mean, there are, in context, obviously this quarter, a year ago, they launched the PS5, so they sold more consoles, but they also have these component chain issues, which continue. They've revised their sales estimates for the fiscal year downward. None of their first-party games are doing very well. They didn't have any big blockbusters in the quarter. By the way, the one random area where they're kind of killing they're killing Microsoft in every area, but one thing people wouldn't suspect, I bet, is let me see if I can find this number. There are 48 million PlayStation Plus subscribers, which is almost double what Microsoft has with Xbox Game Pass.
But what about Xbox Live, though? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anymore. But this is basic. Plus, this is Plus, right? Am I on the right one? I think. Maybe this isn't correct. Oh, I need to go look that up. You're right. PlayStation Plus is Xbox Live Gold. All right, back to the drawing boards. So, you're right. Actually, Microsoft had somewhere in the 40 to 50s, 60s even for Xbox Live Gold. Sorry. PS Now is the thing that competes with Xbox Game Pass. PlayStation Plus subscriber base has not changed year over year. And there you go. Now I got to go back and do it all over again. That's what happens when I wake up first thing in the morning and damn it.
Would you say you're not in command of your own thoughts today?
Yep. Come in, Moscow. I need a quarterback sneak or something.
On the other side, AMD and Google, just good quarters for if you're a tech company and you don't have a good quarter.
Right.
You've got a little problem there.
Yeah. So, I look at these things. I was, Alphabet, Google, 81% of their revenues come from advertising, right? Interestingly, they have a business that includes their Pixel line that actually is their second biggest business, but it's relatively, yeah, I know, but it includes a lot of stuff. It's basically non-ad revenue. That's not Google Cloud. So that was about $8 billion, as I recall off the top of my head. Google Cloud was somewhere in the $5 billion range. This is a company that made $75 billion in revenue. So the vast majority of that was advertising, of course, right? Big company. AMD, though, interesting because AMD is, kind of the great non-ARM hope of the industry, but they are tiny compared to Intel. Like I don't think people appreciate how small they are. Let me see if I can find these numbers for you to drive that point home. Net income under $1 billion.
Really?
Revenues of $4.8 billion. At Intel, $4.6 billion of net income, $20.5 billion of revenue. So 5 times the size from a sales perspective. I know that's not, 100%, but that's just for the quarter.
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that, actually.
I know. I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. Like, people, not that anyone would think AMD was as big as Intel, but they might have thought they were maybe on
Closer.
more even footing. But it's fairly dramatic.
They definitely receive an outsized number of headlines to their size compared to Intel. I think is probably why.
Yeah, I mean, right. This is an interesting case of bias is the wrong word, but I mean, I think I don't know. Yeah, AMD's made a lot. They've had a lot of wins. You
Yeah.
see AMD branded laptops happening a lot. I think people think there's some kind of tide turning or something, or like, obviously ARM is really big. Apple's doing great within the context of Apple with M1, and it's like, well, AMD's on the ropes, and it's like, or Intel's on the ropes. It's like, guys, you gotta settle that one down.
Yeah. Well, especially now that I'm officially Team Intel, since they're dumping $20 billion into Ohio, I think I have to be. I think that was part of the agreement when they went to spend the money. There was also, I haven't dug fully into this yet, but there was a really interesting ruling out of the EU this morning related to the advertising practices and related to GDPR, and I believe it's tied to that really annoying cookie pop-up about the data that they collect being not in compliant, and so now this I think it's the IAB. I might be wrong on that.
The organization.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not sure
organization,
about
but they have to go through and delete all their data, and this impacts companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, anybody who's running basically online ads.
Yeah, that pop-up you're referring to is literally one of the worst things about being in Europe. I know that sounds like a stupid thing, but it's amazing, like just the persistence of it. And yeah, it's terrible. I don't know if this is the same thing. So I've got a couple things put aside to look into for potentially writing up. One is about Google having legally defeated a small European search engine from Prague. And because of that, they actually changed the laws in the EU. And now which obviously are specifically targeting Google and Facebook, but as we just established, one of the biggest ad companies in the world still, and they control 80% of the Czech search market. So this must impact Russell. Prague, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not sure if this is the same thing, but yeah, there's a big updating of competition rules going on over there, which if you're coming from the United States or being American, you would think are specifically targeting the United States. They're specifically targeting big tech, which happens to exist almost exclusively in the United States at this point.
Surprisingly, me being in America, I'm searching for this, and it's not coming up on the Googles because I'm probably not. What if it hit news? Doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this yet. I haven't really looked at it.
It just happened. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
minutes old at this point. I'm skimming it here, giving everybody.
Speaking of minutes old, really excited to be home.
Are you?
Yeah, single-digit temperatures are always good.
Are you enjoying the rain that's probably there or coming?
Not yet. It's coming. Yeah. Rain's better than snow. We don't have a lot of snow here, but my God, my house is like a coffin, except it's really big, so it's like a coffin for like a couple of cars or something. At least a coffin would be snug,
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just like a big, echoey, cold thing.
You all right?
I'm not all right. I step out of bed in the morning and I'm like, come on, really?
Although we were supposed to get, they initially said 10 inches at one point.
Right.
I don't know if we're going to get more than 2, maybe.
Yeah, that's always good, though. That's always good.
Well, the problem is that there's going to be some freezing rain, or supposed to be some freezing rain in there.
That's always
We'll
bad.
see. Yeah, that's. I would rather have snow than freezing rain.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see. It's winter storm warning.
It is that wonderful time of the year.
Where it just kind of farts all over the place, right? I mean, you never know what you're gonna.
All I know is there's like 17 minutes of sunlight and it's single-digit temperatures outside, and I just hate it.
Where's my phone? I actually have a little app that tells me the sunrise and sunset time because that's the only thing that keeps me going other than the Bengals right now.
Right.
At least here where I live locally. Tomorrow should be the first day where sunset is at 6 p.m. or later, which is huge.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. I just hate the cold so much. I hate it.